The loading thing takes forever. Okay, here we are, guys. ADTR for life here. Leader Red will be ready. Today I wanted to bring you a recap video of our war number 4 against Spiffy Clan Jr. I covered a couple attacks already from this war, but now we finally ended it. We were victorious, as we all kind of foresaw. So as you can see on their part, they had 3 leftover attacks. We only had 2 because someone didn't show up to our clan war, and that was this guy right here, Mr. Tank, who is usually really good at lava looning raids, so I was really hoping he'd come through, but he's been kind of MIA for a while. Okay, so we're still recording. Okay, so sorry, I'm using a new little recorder thing, and it's working out very well so far. So anyway, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into some of the good attacks that I thought were pretty important. I've already covered this one that I did. I've already covered this one that Kevin did in this war. I kind of wanted to show 2 key points. Me and Kevin both attacked this target towards the end because we were already winning. Kevin did a lot better than I did, and it was pretty cool because he's actually a Town Hall 9, and that's what I wanted to talk about, is people stepping up and attacking up, because he's only a Town Hall 9, so he took on the Gemmer. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Now, before we get into it, he's pretty much bringing 2 golems, 40 wizards, and I only told him there's no way you're going to break through the base without free spells. The Infernos and the Heroes will tear you up. He brought it upon himself to just get the 50%, because that's really all we needed. Because at the time, and I'll get into this more, but at the time I actually was planning on attacking down because, like I said, one of our Town Hall 9s didn't show up for the war. But I'm going to get into that, and this is the reason why I attacked this specific base, because a Town Hall 8 actually stepped up to attack a Town Hall 9, actually got 2 stars with a Dragon Raid. So let's go ahead and get into this. Only a minute battle. His troops went down pretty quick, but he was able to go ahead and get the 50%. So he sets down a couple golems to set up some traps and some wizards behind. And, we were all kind of watching this. It was kind of a nail-biter. So he has a 3rd golem coming out of the clan castle, just drawing all the fire while the wizards go to work. So now he's at 30% and climbing. So by this time we're like, oh yeah, he's got it. He's still got heroes, he's got the Archer Queen. All the wizards are going down pretty quickly, but he's already at 40% right here. The Archer Queen gets set down with some wizards. So we already know that he has it, But like I said, he stepped up in a really big way to just 50% this base. He brought lightning spells for the hero pedestals. And I mean, that's really all there is to it. I mean, he stepped up, he got an extra star on number 1, which we weren't planning to do. But at the time, it seemed like a pretty smart option, because I was going to have to attack down to try and 3-star a Town Hall 9. So that was his 1-star victory. Very simple. Just brought some tanks, some high damage some high damage troops, and that was pretty much it. So like I said, so it was, which base was it? I want to say it was number 8? No, it was not number 8. Number 5. It was number 5. Motherfuck. That's right. So Parnes, he attacked number 5. He's only a Town Hall 8. Now, when he went to do this, there was like 10 minutes left in the war. And like I said, I thought I was going to have to do this, so I was just going to kind of clean it up with a Lava Lunian or something. But he came online very last minute, very clutch. He's like, hey, who should I attack? And I said, 5! Fucking attack 5. No one's touched it. So he attacked it in a huge way. So he just lays out his dragons, which we never suggest. We always like a good funnel on the dragons, but so there's his funnel. I mean, he cleared the trash. He just dumped his dragons. He raged them near the air defense and the queen, so that the balloons would go right for the air defense, but they went a different way. So I mean, this really doesn't even need any commentary. I mean, it's a dragon raid. Uh, it was a nail biter for all of us because it was a very short battle. His dragon started dropping down because of those expos, but he was able to get those drags in the center, and he's got a drag on the outside, Barb King on the outside for the extra percentage. They start going on top of the on top of the town hall, and it comes down. And with just a little bit of troops left, I mean, he clutches the 50% star as well. And I was like, oh my god, we're golden. I'm totally going to attack number one. And we'll go ahead and go over that. The plan I had before, it did work, but it didn't give me the 50% because a lot of things didn't go according to plan. I mean, a lot. The lure was kind of harder than I thought. It was still easy, but, slightly more difficult. So let's just go ahead and scout this base one more time, because I'm pretty proud of the attack. But in my last video, I really talked about, this is how I was going to do it, yada yada yada. So just to kind of review, I was going to bring Go Wipe. This Inferno Tower does not stretch all the way. As you can see, it kind of stops like over here next to the wall, leaving an archer tower kind of defenseless. Same thing with this Expo, and the mortar doesn't even reach it. Even this mortar doesn't even reach it. So I thought it was clear to take out that archer tower, and I was. But just the high level defenses, the hogs started dropping pretty fast, because I was hoping I could get some hogs onto this mortar over here so no golems would kind of go down that way. And then I was going to, take out the clan castle. I was going to break this wall, which did happen. I was going to jump this right here into the core, which did happen. Rage right there. Rage over the town hall. Freeze right there. Freeze right there. But I think I double froze that because the troops were distracted by the king and queen on the defensive end. So let me actually back out because mine was not the best attack. Good job, Kevin. So let me just bring up the attack sheet. And I think mine was the last attack. Let's go war events. Oh no, Danny was the last attack. He was a late show upper too, but he just attacked to get the loot. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this replay I did against their number one gemmer. So, like I said, looking at my troops, I have a level 4 golem in the clan castle. I have 2 max level everything else, wall breakers, wizards, yada yada yada. I brought Barch to see if I could wiggle out the witches that were in there, because I knew there was going to be witches in there from Kevin's attack. So let's just go ahead and see how I did this. So I start out, I believe, by setting down some hogs right there to get the lure. Hogs go down quick, and I noticed there was no witch that came out. I was like, shit. So I set out 2 more, my last 2. Witch finally comes out, decides to show her beautiful face. So then from that point, I just kind of barch him back and forth, trying to wiggle him out as best I can. So skeleton traps pop up in a Tesla, which I forgot about. So like I said, just barching back and forth. I'm really trying to get that witch out, so I can try and take out that witch first and foremost. So the witch is kind of out, so I figure I could get her. But I think when I dropped the wizard and he targets a camp. So I was like, ah, shit. So I'm like, alright, well, let's just lead him over here, because what I like to do is I put down the golems to distract and then wizards behind to kill. Like that. It's a very effective technique than to just try and drop in a chaos, because you're already starting your attack. You really don't need the kill squad, so I break open the compartment right there. I try and break up in more compartments, or I try and get them to go down more, but that didn't work. They just go down pretty quickly. So I figure, I can already hear my golems going down. I'm not even watching the golems, but I can hear them. The witch was giving me a hard time, so this is a really crap attack to start with, and I knew it was going to be, so I was like, alright, well, let's just set down another golem. And I think I just stack them on top of each other, because I didn't want them to go south. I wanted them to go towards the core. So again, I try more wall breakers, and they break open a compartment, but not the one I wanted. So then I just start launching my assault from here. You know, I try and pay attention to where the structures are, and I sit down my jump to try and get them in the middle. So I set down all the heroes, the Pikas, and I rage it up just like I said I was. So I take those out, I freeze. I was trying to get the queen at the same time, but I froze the Inferno Towers and whatnot. I used the king's ability. And it's always good in my point to use the king's ability early on because it is a timed rage. So if you use it early and his health is still up, he's going to be able to get the full use out of the ability. So Queen had to use her cloak because she was alone. She wasn't really being tanked for. But we take out Inferno. And the rest of this I'm just praying. I'm like, please get me a 50% somehow, which doesn't really happen. The peak is clumped up, so they're getting hit with splash and everything else. And so, in my opinion, it was a decent try, but it just did not really go according to plan. And in my previous video, I stated, sometimes I mess these attacks up because I plan it great in my head, but then when it comes down to actually launching the attack, things just go wrong, So that was my attack, my 1-star victory, but I'm just excited I got the Town Hall. I was like, alright, cool, I really brought it to him. He just had some pretty smart traps, I would say, with the skeletons especially. I always use my skeletons on the inside, like with the core, because like when the skeletons are here, like I would probably put like a skeleton trap right here, maybe up top right there, and maybe like another one down here, or something, just somewhere where it's around the town hall, so that way if the heroes are in there or the Pikas are in there, skeletons come out and distract them for a little bit, to where all the other defenses could kind of lock onto them and kind of give some DPS to the core. So, really smart traps by him. I will commend him on that. Because I just did not expect that at all. So let's see where we're timed at right now. We're at 11 minutes. So I think I'll wrap it up right there. Didn't want to make the video too long. I know I can kind of ramble on. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks again for watching. I am a Data Remember for Life, 88. And I will see you guys later. Take it easy.